out on the Hammond here.
I don't know if I want to believe this. I mean, I do want to believe it, but I just don't think it's going to happen. And no, Bernard goes, actually, I think it's time to go back to D.Va. Meanwhile, take a look at the XL2 side, and it looks like Nene, I do believe that this McCree is for real.
Oh, excuse me, we're not on well. In fact, we're on Lighthouse here. Interesting setup from both teams, though. I hope to see this Brigitte come out of Nanohana. It is so strong on Lighthouse. Contesting the point, brawling on that point is so crucial on Lighthouse because that's just such an important part of the map. There's very little aggressive high ground that threatens the point.
Oh boy, and you look at Fusion University. This isn't take him at all. We got the Who Are You coming out on Doomfist, so this is going to be explosive one way or another. Curious to see how the Nene Who Are You matchup evolves here.
Exactly. Nene's got to survive, got to hit this flashbang on the Doomfist. But of course, Zachary maybe setting up with the hack. Who Are You playing this very slow. He needs his initiation to be absolutely perfect.
And he's letting his team do the scouting for him. He's waiting to get information before he dives on in, but he sees where Nene is. Nene, going to be priority number one. Goes on in, dives into the back line. Able to get out, doesn't get punished. And Tizzy, why can he get away with his life?
A little bit of a fake engage there from Fusion. Instantly backing off, not finding a connection with their Doomfist. Great discipline there, and now they have a lot of point control, and they get the early flip. This is so impactful from Fusion. Who Are You in on Nene? Picks him up first, going for more.
Nene had no idea it was going to be headed right from the back. Who Are You? Finding the right moments, gets out with enough HP, and Fusion University looking strong here so far, but Goliath, that's big! Gets a pick off on the Who Are You, and now this means Fusion University coming back in. They're going to beat down Who Are You, and XL2 has a real opportunity.
Alarm, though, could choose to commit the nano boost. He will, saving Beast Halo. This is a major turn in this fight. Beast Halo with so many resources to work with. He's getting on the Mercy, takes the Primal Rage, chasing down Goliath.
And he's just trying to make room right now. Buying time for the rest of the team to get back in. Who Are You is going to be rejoining the fight, but now you're down to Winston. How do you want to deal with this? They drop the EMP. Fusion committing even more, but Nene takes down two. Gets a little bit of value off that Deadeye, and that should be more than enough for XL2 to flip.
Looks like Goliath got saved by his armor there. That Brigitte can be so impactful against the Sombra. Taking down your shields, but not taking down your armor. It makes a major difference in keeping your Zen alive in that crucial moment after the EMP goes off.
Now, what do you think about this McCree versus Doomfist matchup we're seeing here, especially with the Doomfist being run for Sombra?
I mean, this is a duel as old as time. That McCree, if you can land the flashbang, Doomfist is just a sitting duck. And it feels like, I guess, Who Are You is not getting what he wants out of the matchup. Nene finding a little too much success. Who Are You switching over to the Brigitte, giving them, as I was talking about, that more brawling power on point on top of their Ryan and Zarya.
Yeah, essentially we're going to be seeing the GOAT-style composition 3-3, but with an Ana. We knew this was going to be the case. Nene, for now, safe and sound on top. XL2 starting to move back over towards the point. Pressuring Fusion. Fusion heavily poked down. Who Are You? Super low and ends up falling. Huyal able to find him. Now going to be looping around the other side. Focusing on the D.Va. A lot of damage coming in here from XL2. And the interesting thing about this is that they're able to maintain control of the point. They're dragging out the fight. And Fusion right now probably... Oh, what a boot from out that opens it back up!
But Nanohana counter-booping out, sending him off the map. Nanohana sitting here on this rally, getting so much value on the point. The AoE rally is so hard to deal with in these final seconds.
Meanwhile, Fusion just struggling to get back over. They're going to retake 45 to 53. This is going to be a best of 7. We could be here for quite a while.
It felt like Wuyao was just getting so much value in the backline. Looked like he was completely unnoticed back there, just laying into the tanks, but Bomb finds nothing. Zachary on high energy is able to just completely clean up that fight. Now he's got a Graviton to work with. This is going to be a really tough fight for the XL2 Academy. They're going to need to deal with this Graviton very, very efficiently, and it's so hard on the enclosed spaces of this point.
Meanwhile, Zachary, he's not going for the sneaky Zarya shenanigans that you sometimes see. He's staying with his team. I think he's going to go for that high just consistency grab. You get one, you make sure they fall. Not going for anything too nutty. And instead, just going for the D.Va. High energy, melting down Ruyal, making space. Fusion being very conservative in what they're deciding to spend right now. And it's draining a lot of time from XL2.
Against the dive composition, he finally finds the grab though, takes the Winston down. That's exactly what you need in this situation, but they can't finish him off. He's able to jump out with the support of Adam.
XL2 still very healthy. Nano boost in, Glove gotta let it fly. And now Fusion under pressure right now. XL2 trying to do anything they can do to bring this back. Tizzy, Primal Rages, but gets slept. Unable to get the booping that he was looking for there. Nanohana still in the skies, got res back up. His team falling around him. A barrage still ready, but I don't think he's gonna be able to find the opportunity here. Fusion, too much power on the point. Overtime ticking down, and XL2 just barely in it, but not for long.
Zachary just looking completely uncontested on his Zarya, sitting on 100 energy for an entire fight. You just can't beat that in a straight-up fight on point. Way too much damage coming out. Nanohana falling early on the Pharah here. Just a clinical round there.
And what do you think about Fusion there, where of course Fusion did have the bigger swap in the middle of it, where they started out in the Doomfist, and then they went to what we kind of expected to begin with, that 3-3 setup with the Ana backing them up.
I think part of it was seeing that McCree, seeing that Brigitte. You don't want to be playing Doomfist into those double stuns. When all of your abilities are locking you into a specific animation, you become very predictable. And enemies with stuns are able to just completely shut you down, deny you that crucial ultimate escape. You know, a lot of those key plays you want to be making on Doomfist. So responding to that, getting onto that Rein Zarya. Now the Brigitte with her dive tanks, she's a brawling character. She wants to get up close and brawl, but she just can't hang with the Rein and Zarya. That's way too much damage.
All right, and now we're going to be moving here to the Ruins, and my, how times have changed. There's a point where, oh, we're going to the Ruins. Of course we're going to see a Widowmaker. We saw it for both these teams all season long. Not the case anymore.
Very interesting. No Widow on Ruins. This is the first time I've seen this in quite a while here. Who Are You's Doomfist might get a ton of work done, but again, we have this stun from Nanohana. If he can find that, it can completely shut Who Are You down.
Alarm, for now, protected in the back line. Fusion way far ahead of him. Plenty of space being made. Who Are You? Getting a little bit up close and personal, looking for that rocket punch to start things off, and he's taking his time. He's coming in on the flank. This could be pretty big. You see Nene taking a nap right now, and here comes the disruption. Fusion diving on in, and Nanohana's down.
That's so crucial. Picking off the Brigitte early, that's a massive amount of resources that they just won't have this fight. That armor pack is so important, and now you're going to see the tanks start to drop. This Moira won't be able to sustain on her own.
And Who Are You right now? This is easy clear for Doomfist. Once you get the first view, the next just fall one by one. Who Are You takes down 4 before the dust has settled. And talk about the communication between the team there. He waited until the rest of them told them to go in.
This is just great targeting by Who Are You. Takes down that Brigitte first. That's the main threat against him. And then at that point, he's free to just rain terror from above, constantly landing on the backline of this tank setup from XL2 Academy.
XL2 gonna be looking for a way back in. Not a lot of tools to go into this fight, but Fusion a little bit drained as well. But here's the problem. Take a look to Alarm. He's getting real close to getting that nano boost up. Meanwhile, Who Are You again? Getting into thick things, but almost gets bursted down. Wasn't quite as good for him that time, but you take a look at Alarm. The nano's up, he immediately uses it. Fusion diving on in with it. Nanohana's down, and this is looking real good for the Fusion.
Fusion just finding so much here with the Nano Primal Rage. In that kind of enclosed space, those leaps are landing on absolutely everyone, dealing hundreds and hundreds of damage per cooldown usage. So that's just an incredibly efficient way to fight with the Nano Primal.
And now we talked to the teams a little bit, and they mentioned how, you know, Winston doing a little bit more damage than usual in this particular patch, so they're more than willing to use the Primal Rage as a raw offensive tool.
And we haven't talked much about the Sombra at all here, but Zachary ready with the EMP here. This could be a major shutdown. XL2 Academy wants to be using their ultimates, forced to come in early and use them, but Zachary always ready to shut down a Covalescence maybe with just any EMP. It's so hard for Fusion to get in.
And the ideal scenario for Zachary here too is if you can land the EMP while they're in the middle of chaining ultimates, so you make them just lose as much value as possible. But Earthshatter in from Tizzy, right as Zachary was porting out. This could be big for XL2, but here comes Fusion the other way. They drop the EMP, Goliath is down. Who Are You still holding on to Near Strike? The grab is used by XL2, but ends up with absolutely nothing. Who Are You going in even deeper? And Fusion University has held off XL2 92%. XL2 might not get another chance to get on the point.
Not the biggest EMP there, but it finds Goliath, and with no fade, that Moira's just easy pickings. At this point, XL2 Academy's forced to just use their ults for desperation. Nanohana committing the rally. This looks like an absolute cleanup on point. It's so hard to challenge a Doomfist in these final seconds.
Fusion looking well composed here. XL2 last gasp as they try and make anything happen here on Ilios, but it is looking like Fusion is going to shut them on down, and as a result, it's going to be Fusion taking map number 1 here. They just need that final pick off. They get it. Overtime ticks down, and the Fusion strike first here in Contenders Finals.
Brutal matchup there, absolutely crushing defeat. I mean, that's the way you want to start a match. You can see the looks on their faces there, you know, coming out so strong, especially with the Doomfist. It's a character that can go both ways so easily, right? If that Brigitte lands a stun in the beginning of that fight, things could go completely differently. You could have seen the Doomfist die first and everything start to crumble, but constantly finding those first picks are the Fusion. Absolutely just impressive gameplay there. They're kiting very effectively, staying away from those tanks, not getting caught out, and that's easier said than done.
Absolutely, and you know, I do have to admire Who Are You's tenacity here, where I don't think Who Are You's a player who really likes playing characters like Brigitte if he get avoided, and he's found a way through here. He's like, you know what, let me play the Doomfist a little bit more, I can make this work, and certainly as a change-up, XL2 is yet to have a great response so far.
And something that you're not able to see naturally in the cast is that because Zachary's on that Sombra with that perma stealth, he's constantly in the backline. So when you're on that Who Are You cam, think about what kind of information is he working with? Why is he not? He doesn't have to check anything for himself. He doesn't have to peek peek first, he can just immediately line up around those walls and just punch straight through. So having that amount of information coming in from Zachary, who I'm sure is just calling everything and letting his teammate know, you know, where the enemies are. Those crucial hacks, also hacking a D.Va, that's one of your most important save techniques against the Doomfist. So it's that synergy between Sombra and Doomfist that makes the combo so dangerous. Sombra's feeding you all the information, shutting down those crucial abilities right when Doomfist wants to get in, and that's very hard to deal with when it's timed properly.
And think about that. We saw that at the very beginning of Ruins, right? Where Who Are You bided his time. He was getting that information and just slowly wraps around the back, gets the perfect engage off of the sleep dart coming in from Alarm on the other side. And as a result, XL2 was not able to regain momentum. That gave the Fusion such a strong start there that they simply did not give up the point.
Certainly. Fusion Academy there looking really strong. That Doomfist, especially, one of the key things I always look for is when the Doomfist is not only getting value on their initiations, getting some good fights, starting things off, getting kills, but also escaping, also able to recognize when an initiation isn't good enough, you're not going to get the play you need, and then you use some important cooldowns just to escape, just to, you know, stay alive, because dying there can be a major swing for the other team. And once that Doomfist falls, you kind of can run deep into the map with total abandon there. You're not afraid of those punches, you're not afraid of getting knocked away from your team. So props to Who Are You staying alive, even more important than finding kills, I would say, in that composition.
Absolutely. And by the way, we were talking about swap-ups here. We do have a substitution coming in play, and we don't know quite what it is yet. But if I had to guess, I think it's going to be Mangachu coming in for XL2, where Mangachu, of course, is a bastion of flexibility. And we'll see if that is going to be the case. But no, it's actually going to be Clone Man coming on in. So, of course, we've seen XL2 swap between tanks over the course of the season. And I do know that XL2 really likes running Clone Man on maps like King's Row. So I do. Oh, we got Mangachu coming in too. It's a double swap, so still right.
This makes a ton of sense here. This is a sort of more natural 3-3 map. Clone Man, of course, known for his Reinhardt play, known to be, you know, maybe the favorite Reinhardt of the team. They seem to be putting him in that position. So Mangachu coming in. King's Row is a perfect map for Mangachu. I mean, it's hard to imagine something better. You're gonna want that Hanzo player, potentially a Pharah player to deal with some more cheesy defense strats. You're gonna want that Brigitte player. So it fits perfectly here. I'm excited to see what Mangachu can do. And he's been looking so strong here in this postseason. He's a player who's been on the cusp for a long time. But I would say just recently, I've been so impressed with especially his Pharah play, but really everything has just been looking cleaner, tighter, and more effective.
No doubt. I mean, he's a player where a lot of people thought for a time, okay, maybe this guy's skill capped, maybe he's going to be in the Hall very good as opposed to the Hall of Fame. And really, over the last contender season, Mangachu has proven that he can go up to the next level, that he's a player that can very well compete at OWL levels of play. So to see him come in and just improve his gameplay over time, it's absolutely inspiring, especially with the players that have been on the grind for a long period of time.
Yeah, hopefully these swaps can turn things around for XL2 Academy. There was, you know, a lot of momentum here for Fusion University. Koth is one of those setups where, you know, on those control points, things don't go your way. You can end up with those 100 zeros, and those just feel terrible to play. And, you know, as a player, momentum is incredibly important. If you're feeling good, you're feeling happy and excited, you're going to just play better than if you're feeling down. So this is going to be a big test of XL2. How is their mentality? How able are they to just reset, say, you know, map 1 is over, it's on to map 2, let's turn things around. I certainly hope they do here.
You know, and to go to the other perspective here, this is obviously a little bit of a longer delay because they're swapping out 2 players and you get everything all set up. Was it due to a team where Fusion was rolling through most of Ilios? They were looking very good, but this almost kind of ices them a little bit where it's sort of, all right, take a few moments to stop and think where, yeah, you were able to get map 1, but XL2, they get a little bit of time to recover. Fusion, maybe if they're a little bit hot, they might have time to cool off here a bit.
This is just the reality of a LAN environment, and it's something that all these players, as they progress into the Overwatch League, will have to learn to deal with, is that you're going to have these moments of incredible intensity, you know, wins, losses, just incredibly high emotion, high intensity, putting absolutely everything into the game. And then you're going to have to step back and be totally relaxed and reset. And being able to adapt through that process and experience that. As a player, that's, I would say, one of the most different things about competing on LAN. You're not just at home, you know, playing in your normal everyday setup. You have to go into that new environment. And sort of everyone is at that same disadvantage. Everyone is in a new environment. Everyone is experiencing those highs and those lows. So it's certainly a change for these players, but in my opinion, that produces the highest possible quality of gameplay.
And by the way, speaking of changes, don't forget that Mangachu, man of many shirts. We saw him playing for Team Canada earlier in the day, and you know what? He brought 2 jerseys. One of them, of course, the XL2 jersey. And actually, we were talking to the players beforehand, and for Mangachu, for XL2, Zachary for Fusion University, they were taking the contender side very, very seriously. So that's why the day 1 Overwatch World Cup, not going to be doing too much, but expect to see more of them throughout the weekend, regardless of how the series goes.
Certainly. It's been an interesting dynamic, of course, having a player like Zachary on Team USA, having Mangachu on Team Canada. You would think that normally at this time of year, the World Cup teams are scrimming the most active competitive teams, which in this case would be contenders. But there is sort of that weird love square going on where, you know, Team USA doesn't want to scrim XL2 because then they're revealing strats to Mangachu, or they have to have Mangachu not play. So there's always those interesting practice things, and you end up with these teams having avoided each other as much as possible. Neither team wants to reveal strategies. So coming into this match, they're very, I mean, as prepared as they can be. They've certainly reviewed their opponent's gameplay, know what to expect, but they haven't faced each other in scrims. They don't know exactly what the results are going to be. And it looks like we're going to King's Road next. Very exciting.
Yeah, that's something that we thought we'd see. And frankly, watching XL2 all season long, this really doesn't come as much of a surprise. I think as soon as we saw Clodeman coming in, it's like, yep, we're going to be going to King's Road. This has been a map that XL2 has been playing him on more often than not. And as a result, XL2 making some pretty big swaps here, and I'm curious to see just how it works out. Fusion, though, they have a very in-depth coaching staff. Obviously, I think they know where XL2 is going to go with this, so this is going to be a battle between two very well-prepared teams.
XL2 on this offense here. This is a crucial point to change the tempo of the match. That last map didn't go how you wanted it. You know, not everything coming out as prepared, but that's also going to be a map that, in my mind, is going to favor the Fusion University. They've been known for that dive composition, known for those faster gameplay, and that's what was really successful for them there on Ilios. It's going to be a lot harder to make this strat work here on King's Row defense, but in a sense, this is a putting up walls for the defense. We talk about this a lot in the Overwatch League. Show a strat, and if they can't beat that strat, keep playing it. You know, if they can't deal with what you're doing, don't make any adjustments until they force you to. Maybe XL2 Academy just isn't ready to deal with the Sombra Doomfist. Maybe they haven't prepared enough against this infinite scouting ability of Zachary.
Well, absolutely, because we saw in the previous map that Who Are You was getting more done to Doomfist than sometimes we generally expect from this level of plays. So, you know what? Keep running until it doesn't work. And it doesn't matter that it's King's Row, they're still going to go with it anyways. So take a look here, both teams setting up. Zachary already giving that scouting information. XL2, though, going to be running with Nene on the Sombra. We'll see just how this first fight unfolds.
I like the decision to drop the Zarya here. That D.Va is even more important at saving people from the Doomfist. Zarya is a little bit less consistent about that, harder to get energy against these dive comps. Nene finds the hack on Bernard. This could be a quick pick, but turned around on by Who Are You?
Who Are You was ready, dove right in on Nene, punished him for the hack, and what could have been the first step here for XL2 ends up being a step in the ground. Fusion, nice early opening here, set up by Who Are You. It gives him the early defense, and you take a look at Elk, he's actually very close to an early nano boost.
Who Are You playing this matchup very well, understands that the Sombra is the primary threat against his existence. XL2 Academy needs to find the hack on the Doomfist to shut down his mobility and chase him down. They won't be able to follow him onto high grounds as he runs back to his Ana. But of course, when you pick the Sombra first, you're absolutely free to chase down whatever kills you want.
Zachary right now chasing them through the hotel. Fusion looking for the best way in. Now we see XL2 really pressuring the point here, moving on in. Elk, a little bit under pressure, but now he has the nano boost, drops it immediately on the Beast Halo, and he's going to be able to just wreak chaos in the backline. XL2, no real answer to the Winston here. They lose Mangachu early, and now they just need to back up, take a breather, and reset.
XL2 looking to stabilize here, but Zachary coming up on that EMP a little bit faster than Nene. This could be a crucial 10% difference here.
Take a look at that Nene, 69%. Goliath about to get a nano boost of his own, so XL2 could start flirting with the idea of bringing this back the other way. Zachary getting close to the MP, but not there yet. Now the nano boost up for Goliath. Huyo gonna get demech though, so XL2 still working at disadvantage. Mangachu is down, and Fusion will hold once more.
Great synergy there by Fusion. Bernard knocking Mangachu down. You completely isolate him, and just an absolute crushing attack on him from the rest of the XL2 Academy.
Who Are You? He's not done yet. He goes, yeah, there's a little bit more cleanup here.
God.
Let's drop it on down. Meteor
He's
strike.
going for the ball. Oh, and dodging the shatter with the uppercut.
Unbelievable. Who Are You? Just piling on the Doomfist. Don't tell Who Are You he can't play DPS. He's going to find a way.
Who Are You? Absolutely dominating performance on the Doomfist. He's been known for his Genji, but this looks absolutely beautiful. Perfect plays, dodging every skill he needs to dodge, and now Fusion sitting on 5 ultimates. This is a really rough spot to be if you're XL2 Academy. We need an insane EMP or just a delay fight. Try and get that ultimate advantage in your favor.
Nene needs to strike quick with this EMP as well, because you've got to think from their perspective that Zachary does have the EMP. Of course, from our perspective, we see that. He's waiting, drops EMP, gets both tags. It's a great EMP, but the sound bear from Adam was nice. He wasn't tagged, and lets XL2 live as a result. Nano boost used on Beast Halo, but he ends up backing up the barrier. Pretty absolutely intimidating. Now going back in, uses the primal rage. More disruption coming in. Fusion barely hanging on. Who Are You though is down. Nene finally able to grab him, and even as Beast Halo disrupts, it has not resulted in any eliminations here. He's going in even deeper, looking for Mangachu, able to get him at the last second, and Fusion still fighting their way through.
Goliath still alive though, putting out so much heals on this Moira. This could be a slow turn here. Cloneman dropping low, but so much heal that Goliath's coming up on another beam.
This is where respawn advance starts coming in though. XL2, their respawns are in. Elk is down, and it took a long time here, but finally they're in a dominant position here on point A. And as a result, we're gonna see XL2 take the point, but man, That was a good defense coming out from Fusion.
We can see the difference that first pick makes, though. Finding that first kill are the XL2 Academy. That gives them this major advantage with the tank comp, able to just overwhelm with their numbers. And they're going deep. They want more. Catching out Burner with the hack.
Yeah, they go, oh, by the way, we can get Bernard. Let's keep going in deeper. Let's get some momentum here. Let's keep it on going. Earthshatter from Qualman. Not going to get anything. Jump the gun a little bit. Stun. Knocked on down. Who are you? Still in the fray of the fight. Clowman. Going the fall as Fusion now, investing the Transcendence, going in deeper, and not letting XL2 get that crucial momentum.
Paying a Shatter, but actually getting a Transcendence and a Meteor Strike out of that, that's a decent trade for XL2 Academy. They're not going to be too upset about that.
All right, Fusion, we see the hack coming in from Zachary in the back line. Of course, right now, he's really just focused on getting another EMP up. That's why he's in here. And oh, he's just got to drop it immediately. Fusion, they want to go. Who are you? Gets Mangachu. And immediately unbridled aggression striking from Fusion.
This is the danger for XL2 from switching off that Vegeta. Zachary's going to feel way more free to just decloak in that backline, farm up a new EMP over and over again. And with Homeman on that Reinhardt, it's so hard for him to turn around and block that damage. You risk just losing somebody to a right click from Alarm or an impressive bio-nade from Elk.
All right, Fusion right now just being suffocating to XL2. XL2, they've invested a lot. They've now swapped to Doomfist. Mangachu gonna fight fist for fist here. Good old-timey battle with Who Are You? But now we see the engage coming in once more. Fusion diving in and Goliath immediately bombed. This has been oppressive. And what do you do when you're up against this level of aggression from a team?
Who Are You, though, dropping down. Wuyao managing to sustain through this fight. If Adam can live, this could be a major turn. Gets healed up on the Mega, coming back in.
Beast Halo
chased
on
down.
the back, 70 HP and a dream gets to Alarm on the backside. The Harmony Orb gonna be back on him. XL2 though, they found a way through this aggression to a degree. Fusion was able to get the last few limbs they needed, and now they're in hot pursuit. You see XL2, they get Bernard, they're looking for more, and finally they've gotten through that archway.
Fusion University backing out of that fight early, but with Elk falling, there's just not enough heals on Alarm to actually restore his tanks to fighting shape. Beast Halo, though, turning things around, picking up Mangachu, Mangachu getting a little bit deep, not finding that Meteor Strike to escape.
He's a little bit too aggressive. Beast Halo more than willing to punish, picks off Wuyao as well, and Who Are You goes, hey, is there a party? I want to join, and XL2 goes, actually, we're uninviting ourselves. We're getting out.
Tough spot to be for Mangachu, falling on 98% ult charge. Just one more connection there with the left click would have gotten him the Meteor Strike, allowed him to escape and maybe turn that fight, but these are the kind of margins you're working with at this level of Overwatch.
What do you think about the Sombra v Sombra here, the EMP v EMP battle?
With the new perma invis, this is a very interesting fight because it's just so hard to track down the enemy Sombra. You really can't, so it's a very mind games heavy battle.
Zachary going to the back, hacks Mangachu. Meanwhile, Who Are You? Got Clowman in the front. He's not done yet. Goes into the back, looking for the punch. Takes down Adam. And this is looking quite good for Fusion. And they might be able to retake the position they had before here, Jake.
Very worrisome for XL2 Academy. Zachary sitting on his EMP, not electing to commit it. There's 2 tank ultis available for Fusion. This is pretty much a worst case scenario for the overtime fight. Tank ultis and EMP are so valuable when the enemy's forced to group on the card. But Zachary's going in very aggressive. They're gonna let the card touch, but they're just winning the fight before it even begins.
That EMP worked well and set up Beast Halo. He picked off 2. Now XL2, they have the EMP ball down 3 players. What's gonna happen from that? Absolutely nothing, as a huge hold comes through for Fusion University. They stop them on second, and now their path to victory is very clear.
Perfect primal by Beast Halo, capitalizing on the EMP with no abilities on the side of XL2 Academy. With all those hacks out, you just can't do anything against the primal rage. You lack all these stuns, and here we get to see it.
Oh man, Beast Halo living the dream here. Zachary sets him on up, he knocks him on down. And I feel like what we're seeing here between the two teams, that Fusion's execution and their coordination is absolutely crisp right now.
That fight could have gone a very different way if Fusion didn't have the presence of mind to get really aggressive with their EMP. We saw both the Winston and the Doomfist dying, hacked with their ultimates. Both of those ultimates would have allowed them to escape, but comboing with the EMP means those ultimates essentially don't exist. If you don't use them by the end of the game, they don't give you anything. Nene forced the EMP card in desperation, and they're just not turning that fight. Once Zachary presses EMP, it's all over. Beast Halo absolutely crushing with that primal.
Imagine a world where you could just carry the ultimates in the next round. Be like, actually, we're going to throw this away. We're going to start out with an EMP. That'd be something, but that's not quite how Overwatch works.
Not yet, at least.
Papa Jeff, are you listening? Actually, I'm not sure I want that. Let's just ignore this part of the broadcast. Just bleep it out. It's fine.
Fusion looking focused, playing very well here, and we finally get to see it. The Who Are You Genji. Some teams fake it out in spawn, some teams play different characters. I don't think so. I think we're gonna see it for real here. We've got Alarm on the Ana here. The nano boost for the Genji Blade is gonna be absolutely devastating. XL2 electing to go with a classic 3-3 composition. This was, in fact, what we expected both teams to be playing a lot of. The 3-3 triple support, triple tank composition, but with the Ana this time instead of the Moira.
I have to ask you here, Jake, though, given how effective Who Are You is with nano blades, can XL2 conceivably stop it, or do you simply just let it happen and go for the next fight?
There's two ways to look at it, but on defense with this kind of a time bank, you really can't afford to be giving up anything. So you're going to want to be trying to survive these nano blades, but a sound barrier or a rally can sometimes be enough to just survive through that blade. If he misses a burst combo, doesn't have those dash resets, things can always turn around even for a player as talented as Who Are You.
Definitely going to be putting a little bit more attention on the Atom here to see how quickly he can get those barriers up. And XL2, you see that they're being a little bit more aggressive than the team is here on Kings Row because they need every advantage they can get. But Fusion, they're going to leap on in. Beast Halo liked what he saw, leads the way, and you see them pushing XL2 back. But XL2, they've been able to heal back up. This could be a bit of an illusion here if Fusion goes any deeper.
The big problem here for XL2, they don't really have any way to reach out and touch Zachary. Zachary already on 50% EMP. EMP can be so devastating against a 3-3 composition. Goliath's falling early. This is terrible. That's their main healer.
That was crazy. Who Are You found the flank with Beast Halo. Again, the coordination between the two. Absolutely great here so far. XL2 down their main healer in a very rough spot. And Fusion, now they can just make this a poke war. Go for the shields. Go for the damage to the side and wear down XL2. And you look at Who Are You, he's getting an even better position here. And here comes the nano boost. Beast Halo diving on him, but gets pinned. Takes him downtown. That might be enough.
Nice pin, but the sleep is woken accidentally by the Ryan. Now Who Are You's in, picks up Bangachu, going for more.
Oh, no!
The point split. This is the worst case scenario for XL2 Academy.
Letter number, you gotta stand the point there, even if it was a losing fight. Fusion getting more momentum at the expense of XL2. And XL2, the upside here, Jake, is that they do have some ultimates to regain some stability here, but man, that was a fast take.
It wasn't as bad as I thought. Adam with the speed boost, ready to escape there, pulls everyone out to safety, and then a living with energy. That, that's actually decent there. Maybe you didn't want to sacrifice yourself on point, but a long time to hold and not far to push for Fusion University. Zachary looking to build up an EMP. I'd be surprised to see Fusion commit to this fight. They have so much time to work with, but you never know. Hack on Nene, stopped by the bubble.
Yeah, Nene was about to get hacked. Had the good reaction time there, holding on to the grab. Clawman open up with Earth Shatter, gets two. Now here comes Who Are You though, buying time, coming in from the heavens, and immediately Goliath is punished. However, XL2 still looking pretty good in this fight. They've gotten two to their name, and Beast Halo, even as he's disrupting with this Nano Winston, a lot of focus fire on him, doesn't have as much power with him. Clawman lands a charge, and here comes XL2 the other way.
XL2 looking to run it all the way into spawn there. Adam committing to beat. Zachary switching over to the Mei. I don't think he's going to find any value here. Doesn't seem like XL2 even need to retreat. Seems like they could even go deeper there. So the interesting Mei pick here, looking to maybe set up some unique combos with Doomfist, maybe wall Orion in and beat him down, but that can be very hard to execute on this map. If XL2 refuse to come through this choke, it's much more difficult to get a Mei wall than you would expect.
I think they had the devil on their shoulder there going, from old selfless, go deeper. Sinatra and DeFran goes for the pass, but it doesn't quite happen. Instead, we have the Mei swap up here. Soundbear in from Fusion University, looking for a way through. The grab though from XL2 sets up one pickup. Here comes the self-destruct to the backline. Clawman able to block it. XL2 still whole and hearty here, and Zachary gonna fall, so XL2 will hold on.
Momentum starting to change here. Nene staying on high energy. It seems like he's low grab now, committing to grab that fight, but with the new changes to Zarya, she's going to maintain this energy well into the next fight and be very close to her next grab, much quicker than I think Fusion might expect. Nene already on 60% grab, absolutely crushing Zarya performance here. And with the rally, this next fight is looking not too difficult.
Absolutely, and don't forget, Nene is a beast. He's very good at building gravitons early. XL2, even though they would love to have Nene on hit scan, this is their new reality, but it's a pretty good one if you can get grabs that early. Rally, gonna come up here, self-destruct, putting him in a corner. It's time to reset, says XL2 the Fusion, but I don't think they want as Clawman comes up the other side, picks off two, and Nene now very likely have a grab for the next fight.
Great movements by XL2 there. They put the bomb outside, and right as Fusion all crowds into that small enclosed space, hiding from the D.Va self-destruct, they could rush in with their Reinhardt and 100 energy Zarya, and that's just an absolute fog fest for them. Nene sitting on another grab here. Zachary with the Blizzard here, maybe looking to hold it for the Graviton Surge of Bernard, but potentially could get value out of it with the wall here.
See just how it pans out. XL2 again being aggressive. The grab picks up three. It's more rare nowadays, but Nene goes, I got this, it's fine. Wooyah, there for the fall through. XL2 pushing Fusion back one more time. And Jake, what a ridiculous hold this has been. They're going in even deeper. They're channeling old Sinatra. Oh boy.
Adding insult to injury there, and Wuyao, great presence of mind. He eats the blizzard from Zachary. Zachary switching off Mei, getting essentially no value out of that pick. This is looking very grim for Fusion University. Momentum has been completely flipped. I wouldn't be surprised at this point to see XL2 take it. They have a very good understanding of how to play this choke. We've seen very strong teams get held here. Fusion going for a different approach this time.
Nice sleep dart coming in from Goliath, delays it a little bit more.
And Bernard knocked out the window. That's going to delay them so long.
Wuyao just goes, let me help you to the ground.
Great move by Wuyao, getting value out of that sleep. They can't finish the kill, but they can still get something. Absolutely everyone blocking the shatter here.
Nano boost out, Clone Man in hot pursuit. Shatter can't be stopped. Looks like, but oh, it's blocked. B-Cell goes, actually, I can't stop that. Fusion coming back the other way. Reinhardt
on the ground,
bashing each other, but Fusion with the momentum. XL2, they're weak, they're wounded. But the sleep comes in on the Clone Man, holds him back, grab, picks up everyone. The fall through, moving on in. XL2 low as Fusion swarms on in. The graviton from Nene, though, evens the score. 3 go down. And even though Fusion has the edge, XL2 not fully wiped here just yet.
If Nene can survive, he needs to live with his high energy here, but Zachary doesn't want any of it. Slipping in, finding those cleanup frags, not allowing him to escape. This could be the game for Fusion University. Finally finding that gap in the defense a little bit faster on the grab is Bernard, and that just gives them the advantage they need to close this out. Clone Man coming back, but he's the only one here, and now B-Salo has come to join his team.
He got the armor pack midway through, but he's gonna need a little bit more healing. That Clone Man under assault, barely trying to live, under high pressure. Fusion, they feel it right now. Clone Man is down, Adam out of the fight. It's a 6v4 advantage for the Fusion University here. And XL2, you fought so well, you bought so much time, but I'm not sure it's gonna be enough. Fusion swarming over the payload, pickoff after pickoff, and they take Kings Row, going up 2-0 in the series.
Great reset there from Fusion, not finding the success they need. They go for a new approach, attack from high ground. Little bit of miscommunication there from XL2, not finding the shatter, but great movement by B-Salo there, getting the speed just in time, backing up to protect his team. If that shatter had been good, we could have seen a very different end to this map, but Fusion, great play, showing that they too can hang on this triple tank setup. They're ready to play, and who are used Doomfist getting a little bit more than the diva of the opposing side.
Absolutely, but one thing I have to say is I do think this was a shot across the bow coming in from XL2, where I think they've had a slower start than they wanted, but this is a best-of-7 series. So guys, you don't want to go anywhere. When we come back, more Overwatch heading right your way.